Hello, this is Jennie from Designs with Paper. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I have an art journal video for you, so get comfy and let's get crafty. A while back, I picked up a bunch of paper pads from Stamperia. I chose to purchase the 8x8 pads, and this one is Art Studio or something like that. And it has a whole bunch of different images in it. And I chose a couple of images from that paper pad. I will be working on this piece of paper. It is part of a mixed media pad that I actually took apart because I got tired of gunk getting all over the spiral. And it's about 5 inches wide by about 8 inches tall, a little bit narrower than usual. And I have a piece of pattern paper here. It's a very subtle tone-on-tone text. And I am going to adhere that pattern paper down to my mixed media paper with some gel medium. I'm just going to go ahead and pull out my trusty chip brush that I picked up at the dollar store and add the add the gel medium to the paper, mixed media paper, and then go ahead and add the pattern paper to the art journal page. And then I will add a layer of gel medium over the top of the pattern paper. And once it's dry, move on from there. Like I said, this is a really subtle tone-on-tone pattern paper. It is double-sided. I'm using the text side. Wow, that was a little bit hard to say today. I'm sorry if I sound a little congested. I'm still waiting for my allergy pill to kick in this morning. It's taken longer than I wish it would. Okay, so now I've gone ahead and put the gel medium on the front side of that page as well. I will dry it with my heat gun, and once that has dried, I will need to trim this paper down. I have sped this up a ton. It doesn't ever really dry that fast. I'm going to use these big scissors that I purchased. They're the Tim Holtz shears, the long ones. And I'm going to use them to trim off this excess paper and get ready to add some texture, color to the background. So I want to add some brick wall look with not gel medium, texture paste. There we go. But I need it to be a different color than white. So my initial thought was I'll just color it with archival ink because archival ink is color safe, right? It's a permanent ink. However, I don't have re-inkers. I just have ink pads. So I pulled out a couple of pads, a red and an orange, and they just were not wet enough to get the color dark enough. So then I pulled out my distress paint. It's acrylic paint. I used Barn Door worn lipstick and a brown that I think was walnut stain to get it kind of a red brick color. And I goofed. I put the texture paste through that stencil the wrong direction. I went against the pattern of the stencil, and so it got underneath the stencil. Gratefully, because I had put the gel medium on top of the art journal page, I could just go ahead and clean that off with a palette knife and wipe the excess off with a baby wipe and move back to starting over. So that's what I did. I started over and I added a little bit of brick texture to the bottom left and the top right corners. And I'm going to go ahead and heat dry that with my heat tool, That's not even English. I am going to. Okay, so these are the pieces of paper I cut out of this pattern paper. And there was one page that had this door as part of the page, and I cut it out. And then I found these pieces of wall on part of it on the same page, part on a different page. And I've cut them all out, and I'm going to go with my archival potting soil ink and a blending sponge and just kind of go around the edges. I want to hide that white core. I want to add some definition to the edge. And obviously, anytime you have broken wall, there is like a dust layer on the edges, right? I will also add some ink to the edge of my page with my blending foam. Unfortunately, I think that my texture paste was not quite dry in all of the spaces, and I did smear that around a little bit. But I'm not overly concerned about that. I'll get it off my sponge and whatever. I did pick up a blending brush. See, there's where it was not dry. And go over the front of the page a bit because I was trying to brown up that red brick. So here I am going to lay the door. I kind of wanted it offset. I did end up scooting it over just a tad to get all of the pieces on. I have a corner of brick wall from the paper pad I'm going to put in that corner. And then I have some pieces of, looks like brick and, is it lath? You know, where you've got the wood planks over the brick. I don't know. I'm not an architect student. I don't know what that's called. And I am just going to insert those pieces behind this paper here. I have a couple other pieces of exposed brick that I cut off of a page, and I'm going to add them to the side of my door here. And that's going to be my layout. So my next plan is to take my gel medium and add all of these pieces with gel medium, and then put a layer of gel medium over the top so that I can add some more shadow and texture to it, because that's what I do, right? Shadow and texture and all the good things. It did take a minute to get all of these pieces on how I wanted. I did not put the gel medium all the way to the edge of the door piece until after I had those wall pieces stuck up underneath it. I wanted to be able to slide them in under just the edge so that it would be, you know, the door would be on top. I'm not sure what my brain was trying to pull out there. But now that I have all of the ephemera pieces in place, all of the door, the wall, and everything, I am going to go over this with the chip brush and put a layer of gel medium over everything. I will heat dry it with my heat gun, but also I set this aside for a while. I wanted to make sure that both that texture paste and the gel medium were very dry. And then I've pulled out my brown Pitt pen, and I am going around all of the pieces of ephemera that I put on the page, as well as going in between the bricks, kind of as the grout or whatever you call it on bricks. I know grout is for tile. The masonry, the mason cement stuff that goes in between the brick. I'm going to put the brown pen in there, and with a damp baby white on my finger, I can just kind of smear that out and blend it out. I am also adding some shadows to the inset panels on the door with the Pitt pen, and then up along the seam in between the doors as well. And it just adds a little bit more dimension and shadow. For my phrase, I have pulled out my small talk stickers from Tim Holtz. I'm trying to use things in my stash more. And I have one that says, always take the scenic route. And I thought that was kind of fitting. I don't know. I liked it, so I put it on. I was about to stick it on the left-hand side there and then realized, oh, wait, no, I still have to punch holes in this page. So I did go ahead and stick it on the right-hand side of the page. And then I am going to add a little bit of Pitt pen to my craft mat here and dirty up that. I don't want it to be quite so stark white. And then I decided to just go around it. I have my baby wipe over to my right, and I'm just tapping my finger on that to get it wet when I need to smear that ink. Pitt pens are fabulous because they are India ink, so once they are dry, they are completely permanent. But on a non-porous surface, for a minute, you have some movability, if that's a word. We'll make it a word today. Movability, so that you can blend that out. And I got a little bit too much on top of my quote phrase there, so I'm going to move that out a little bit. And the only thing left to do is to sign this page. It wasn't a long page once I had the pieces I wanted to put together. So I will go ahead and sign and date this. And here's my page. I do have some close-up pictures so that you can see the texture from the texture paste and how all of the pattern paper pieces fit together. You can kind of sort of see that text background in the back, and it adds another layer of dimension and text to it, or texture, sorry. Words today are rough. I am glad you stopped by to watch my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for hanging on to the very end today, and have a really great day. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I have added a video here I think you will enjoy, and a subscribe button. If you have not done so already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel, and please share this channel with anybody who you think might appreciate it. Have a great day.